Welcome to TED Talks and the showcase. You need a platform, well, this is your place. Artists, comedians, and entrepreneurs sitting down with the kid. It couldn't be cooler. Some people ride it out, some people vibe it out. Just gotta keep it real, don't lie it out. At the showcasement, live from the basement, fly as a hawk. Welcome to TED Talks. What's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How the fuck you doing?
I'm doing good. You want to introduce yourself to the people?
Yes, Ariella, Effortless, the DMV Slayer, bitch, in the motherfucking building, chilling.
All right, I definitely appreciate you dropping through, doing this interview.
Yeah, no problem.
So, first question all bucks is, how did you come up with your name?
I don't know. I just like the way Ariella roll off the tongue, and then I say effortless because, like, the shit is easy. Like, the rap shit is easy. It's not hard to do, so when I do it, I try to be effortless with it.
Okay. So, how long you been rapping?
I've been rapping since 2017.
Okay. Few years.
Almost 5, coming up June.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, you rap? Do you rap and sing? Or do you?
Yeah, kind of. Like, I'm not all the way up on my singing shit like that, but I sing a little hook or put a melody in a verse every once in a while.
Little harmonize?
Yeah, a little harmonization. Here it is.
Okay. So, what made you decide to want to do music?
Because I didn't know what else I wanted to do. Like, I've done so much shit, and it's just like, I've had good jobs, but it's just like, I can't stay in, like, working. Like, I can't be down with working for somebody else. Like, that's just really not me. Mm-hmm. I've done it, like, and I don't have a problem with doing it to get by, but I just want to be a boss, and I didn't know how else to do that. I wanted to be a singer at first, because I grew up in a choir or whatever, but my singing not on Beyonce or Whitney, so I was just like, let me try to rap and see what's gonna happen. Honestly, I didn't know it was gonna be this long, and I still wasn't gonna be on yet, but I mean, it is what it is, you hear me?
It is. So, and that's cool that you was in the choir. So your parents made you do that. Like, how did that come about? Is that something you wanted to do? Or?
Yeah, my mother is a church woman. She had us in church every Sunday. So, like, she put me in the choir, I guess, to have some type of activity, so I wouldn't hit the streets or whatever. But yeah, up until like I was like 15, I was in the choir, like from 8 to like 15.
Oh, so you got experience.
Yeah.
So you probably can sing that.
I mean, I can, but I do other things that, can hinder that. But I mean, it's a natural ability.
Right.
But I think if I hone in on it more, like, I could blow. I do feel like that. But I'm not as focused on, like, getting a vocal coach and all of that shit, because that's what I would need. You know what I'm saying? So.
But I'm just gonna throw it out. It's a very easy fix, because once you get the coach, that's it.
Yeah, that's all I need. That's all I need. But I started rapping because I wanted to get on quicker. Like, I didn't have the time to
in the area.
Yeah, I'm trying to come out of living a life of waiting check to check. I'm trying to come out of that. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to do something quicker, and I just said, let me just rap. So. That's what I did. And I feel like I'm good at it. I grew up listening to the greats. So, I mean, I've always freestyled with niggas and shit. When they be in their little ciphers and stuff, I jump in, spit like 2-3 bars or whatever, laugh and run off. You know what I'm saying? So, I knew I always had it, but I never knew that this was what I wanted to do until then. Like, I had to cut off a lot of people to understand that this is what I wanted to do, for me to focus. And my mind was clear when I figured out that this is what I wanted to do. So. Okay. That's how I know I want to be a rapper.
So when you say you cut off a lot of people, is it people that just didn't support the dream?
They weren't even. I had already cut people off before the dream had even came.
Oh, okay.
So like, it was like, it took me, because nobody was feeding anything into me like, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was. I mean, I always did hair, but I don't want to do hair all the time. Like, I want to get my hair done. I want to sit down and get my makeup and shit done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that for other people. So I like to entertain.
Right.
So, but I didn't figure that out until I let. It was a clearing in my life at the time or whatever, and that's when I figured out that's what I wanted to do. So, and it's so crazy that it took me so long, because if I would have started a long time ago, I would have been a lot further. Yeah. But shoulda, coulda, woulda, shit. So,
yeah. I mean, it's never too late.
Yeah, it never is.
And then you can just create a new path and be an inspiration for somebody who else was like in your exact situation. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So, as far as like
the rapping goes, you said you do a bit of freestyling. Is that how you do in the studio, or are you a writer?
I'm a writer. I don't really like the freestyle. Because I feel like if I say some shit that's gold while I'm freestyling, like I'm not gonna remember it if I wanted to put it down. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a waste of rap for me sometimes just to freestyle. So I mean, I can do it, but like if I'm around a crowd of people or something, and I'm like real nervous or something, I feel like I might fuck up. So that's why I don't be pressed to freestyle. But it's not like I can't do it. But if I move the humbles from the side and just think I'm that bitch, you know what I'm saying? I could do it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that. Yeah, I'm not really a freestyle. I like to write. Okay. I like to write. Now, if I do freestyle, I'll say some shit, and then I'll stop and I'll think, and then I'll say some shit, and I'll go like that. Like, I'll punch in sometimes. But most of the time, I do like to write because I feel like my hardest shit come from when I'm just sitting down and really thinking about what I want to say.
Right.
See, like, I'll think, and I'll say some shit. Like, I'll say some bars, and then I feel like that's the first thing that came to my mind just because it rhymed. I'll stop and I'll think again to change. Because, I mean, if that's the first thing that come to my mind, it's probably the first thing that's going to come to somebody else's mind, too.
Right.
So, you know, I stop and I think and I change before I actually write down what I want. Because I write with pen. Like, you can't erase that shit. So, I try not to scratch out as much. I just try to have my thoughts together first before I start writing.
Okay, that's dope. So, I got to ask every artist that come through here, because I'm genuinely interested. Like, do you write first? And
Hell
then
no.
listen for a beat, or do you gotta hit?
Can't do that.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people do. Like,
I can't do that. Like, that's like jail shit. I can't do that. I have to listen to the beat so I can be like in tune with the beat. And it's so crazy. I just had a consultation with like somebody who like fucks with QC, and he knows Boosie. Like, he knows a lot of people in the industry, and I just had a consultation with him, and that shit costs. Like, it's crazy. This game is crazy with the money situation.
Yeah, that's facts.
But yeah, we consulted or whatever, and he's like, he listens to my music, and I change my flow a lot in my music. And that's just because when the beat changes or when the beat drops, I change with the beat. Right. And he's just like, repetitive. You got to be repetitive. He's like, you got to make people know that that's you every time you rap. So I'm like, he just basically was like, you got to sound the same on everything. And I'm dropping Jews for people, but yeah. You gotta sound this. You gotta sound the same on everything, I guess, for people to catch on. And it's kind of hard for me to catch on to that because that's not who I am as a rapper. Like, I like to switch up my style and my flow, so I'm still trying to figure out how to intertwine the repetitive with who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because other than that, I'ma just switch my flow up on the beat because that's what I do.
Once you blow up and get on, then it'll probably be cool to just keep switching.
Yeah, but then that's when people be like, "Oh, she's saying the same shit. She sound the same on everything." Like, people get tired of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I mean, I guess that's what gets you on. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, it's the industry.
So earlier you said that you surprised that it's taking you this long to get on. Do you think that the area plays a part into that, or
no? I actually even don't. I don't think the area plays a part into that. And you know, it's kind of funny that I had a lot of support in the area. I still have a lot of support in the area, but it's like when I got into it with the little Big Flock situation, I don't know if you was...
I wasn't aware.
If you wasn't aware about that. I never speak on this in interviews, but I feel like I should because it's funny how people could say you get blackballed because you speak your mind or something. I feel like he copied off of some shit that I did. You know what I'm saying? Because I had sent him a freestyle that I did in his DM. And we all know that if you go into your DMs, you can look at your shit even if it's in the accept, because if
it's a accept or delete.
But you can still look at it before you click accept. Like, it's blurred out, but if you click it, it'll open up and you'll be able to see what it is without that person knowing that you've seen it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he saw it and he had a couple of bars that was the same. Like, he started off completely like I started off. I mean, it was just some shit off of the CJ Whoopty beat. So I mean, it was just trivial shit, but I said something about it, and it was all over DMV Hoods and News and on a couple of different blogs and shit like that, and it was like really bringing me traction. But people call that clout chasing, but I was just speaking my mind. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and I noticed that a couple of people fell back from me after that happened, and I'm just like, whoa, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lost support. Like, I was I had people who I could be like, okay, I want to drop a mixtape or whatever. Let's do a mixtape party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now it's kind of hard for me to do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. It's not like I can't get it done, but it's like now I got to pull teeth to do shit.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
But and I'm just like, why? I mean, I spoke my motherfucking mind. That's how I felt. Like, whether it was true or not, I said it out loud, and that's just how it was. That's how I was feeling. I'm not going to hold back my tongue, but I mean, it is what it is. But I still got my support in the city, so those who support me, thank you. And, keep rocking with me. But we got this shit around here where we just feel like entitled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
just I don't like that shit, because I'm going to say how the fuck I feel, like, regardless. Not unless it's like some big time shit. Like, I ain't going to say no dumb shit about Jay-Z or something like that on a platform if I feel a certain type of way, because I'm not at that level yet. But I feel like the level that I'm on, I have free range and free right to say what the fuck I want to, because a lot of people say that it's hard to get on from the city and this city don't have shit to offer, but actually I don't think so. Because when I first started off, it was easy for me to get, it was nothing for me to get a show, and it's still really nothing for me to get a show, but it's kind of, you know what I'm saying, slowed down a little bit for me here, and it's picked up for me. Like, when I go out of state, I got different plugs and shit, like in Atlanta and New York and shit like that.
Okay.
So I mean,
so how's the love in like the other places?
Crazy. It's crazy. Like, it's better to hear, like, in Atlanta, people they singing my lyrics and shit like that to my music, and that shit made me cry. I'm like, that's crazy. I never thought like that would happen. But when I had a showcase down there, like, they was singing my hook and shit, and like, I was like mortified. I was like, it's crazy out here. So,
is Atlanta your favorite place to like? Well, what's all the other places? You said Atlanta and New York.
I've been to Atlanta, New York, New Jersey, North Carolina. Where else? Philly. I've been to Philly. And that's it. Them the only places that I've really been. And the support has been good, like crazy, everywhere that I've been besides here. But now it's getting better, like in the clubs and shit like that. People sing my lyrics here in the clubs sometimes now.
Okay.
Like, it's getting better here, but it's like it takes longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously you got experience with performing and stuff, but so take us back to like your first time performing. Nervous or?
My first time performing was with DJ Joe Cat Daddy from
Okay.
What is he on, 93.9, I think?
Yeah.
Like the international side of it. Like, I knew a guy who used to be a promoter, and he put me on to him or whatever, and he was like, give me your phone. I gave him my phone, and he plugged it in or whatever, and he was like, what you want me to play? So he just hit play on one of my songs, and I just started performing, and it was kind of fun. Like, I was nervous. Of course, I always get nervous, got a little anxiety.
Okay.
But it was fun. I felt like that was big for me, because it was a radio personality, you know what I'm saying, who put me on just like that out of nowhere. And this was like within the first month of me rapping.
Okay.
Yeah, like the love was real good, like within the city the first year of me rapping, and the second year it was tight.
Okay. So you looking forward to get back to that in 2022, or?
I mean, I'm not pressing nobody out to to book me or bring me out, but I know that I can bring people out when I do come out. If I promote my shit right, I can bring at least 14 people out.
Okay.
And I'm happy with that right now. You know what I'm saying? I know it need to be bigger, but the fact that I can do that is what makes me want to push and get a bigger crowd to come out. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a process.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is, and I'm down for it. And the only reason I'm down for it is because I got supporters that's pushing me, like, keep going. Like, every time I want to quit, somebody is like, are you crazy? Like, if you don't make it, it's because of you. It's your fault. And I feel that.
Right. And I think everybody go through that phase where you just like, yo, I just need to stop this, you know. But yeah, you got the right kind of people around you, and that's important, because we can see like a lot of artists.
And these not even people that's around me. That's crazy. I mean, of course, I got support from my immediates, like, which is only a couple, not even a handful of people who I fuck with immediately. But this is coming from like complete fucking strangers, like, that I don't even know. That's in the city, like, we watching what you doing.
And that's how it is. Like, how do you feel like about that? That a lot of the support tends to come from strangers or outsiders versus like.
I love it. It's fine, because like I said, we feel like we entitled, and we feel like we got to do so much to prove to other people that we doing something. Or if it's somebody within our circle that's doing something, it's like, okay, well, we ain't fucking with you till you on, because we really don't believe in you like that. That's what I get from it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I get from it.
Okay, that's dope. So since 2017, how many projects have you had?
I got like.
I know you got a lot
37 songs out.
I was about to say, I know you got a lot of singles out, yeah.
Yeah, I got like 37 songs out, and that's including the albums and mixtapes.
Okay.
So, but I kind of regret putting that much music out. I mean, it's people are listening as the years go on, but I'm really on singles now. And I always knew that you shouldn't be putting out so much music if you're not a well-known artist. I already knew that.
Yeah,
but it's just like I be having so much to get off my chest, and
Right.
it's just like a feeling for me. So that's why I've been putting out so much shit.
Yeah, now that you say 37, that is kind of a lot.
It is.
For 4 years.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's really a lot of music. It's really a lot of music. So now I'm trying to hone in and really focus and do it right because, I mean, it's enjoyment for me at the end of the day. And I want to make money off of it, and I have been. Like, I get paid for some of my shows.
That's good.
Praise God for that. I mix and master music. So I've been mixing and mastering my own music, for the past. Like, everything I put out is basically, I done did that shit on my own just because I got tired of playing and fucking with the studios and other people's turnaround time. So that's what inspired me to do that, getting played with on that tip. And yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah, that's dope. So how long did it take you to get down mixing and mastering? Because I tried to get in. I'm gonna get into it once I just really focus myself, but that takes some discipline.
It does. It really does. And I have cried. I have dug my bare toes into the carpet until they were bleeding, like trying to figure out what the fuck to do because the shit is so tedious.
Yeah,
and I'm looking at your screen right now behind me, and it's just like I see some tedious shit going on over there.
Yeah.
Like the shit is just so tedious. It's crazy. But you got to keep pushing. You got to want to have the passion, to be able to do it. And like I want to get shit done when the fuck I feel like it. If I want to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and hit a motherfucking J and lay some shit down, I can do that. And I feel like that's when you get your best music, is when you feel like it. Not when, I done wrote some shit down and I done been practicing it for a couple of weeks and now I'm about to go to the studio. And then you get in the studio and it's a vibe. So like if you're not feeling the fucking engineer, it's going to be an issue with how you come off in your music. So I always say to artists, it's the best to at least have some shit in your house where you can practice or, lay your shit down on your own a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So you can have a feeling of how you want to lay down when you get in there. Because I've seen producers play. I've seen them. And now that I know the business a little bit better and I know how to engineer and mix and master, like if I go to an actual studio, it's rare that I do. But if I do, I know if a motherfucker play with me or not. And I'd be like, and they'd be looking at me like, oh. Okay, she know what the fuck she's talking about, and they not gonna play with you. So, like, I don't have to come to the studio with a rack of niggas for somebody to take me serious. I just come with my knowledge, and I let them know that.
Yeah. So as far as like the pandemic and that started early 2020, how did that change your rapping career? Did it help it? Did it hurt it?
That's probably why it's so much music out.
yeah.
Because of that. I don't feel like it hurt it at all. I feel like if anything, it helped it because people ain't have nothing to do but sit in their house on their phone. So content. Like I had content out the ass that I was putting out. I was doing my freestyles. Like I was doing my little marketing and stuff like that. My followers and stuff was going up because of that. Like if nobody took advantage of the pandemic, then they crazy. Like it's not for you.
Yeah.
Because, I feel like the pandemic really boosted artists, even boosted artist sales because people was listening to more music, sitting in the house. Cleaning up, you listening to music. You know what I'm saying? When you wake up and you cooking breakfast, you listening to music.
Yeah.
People love music. So I feel like the pandemic really was a time for people to just sit down and focus more on their craft and really figure out what the fuck they wanted to do, but still keeping up on your content.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I know a couple of artists were saying that because of the lack of, like, shows. Yeah.
No, that's just an excuse.
Yeah.
I mean, the shows do help out, but I mean, it's nothing like your phone. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody not gonna make it to your show,
right?
And a lot of the times, for real, to keep it real and 100, when we go to these shows, it's nothing but artists there.
Right. Okay.
A lot of the times when we go, but there will be that hidden gem because like I went to Atlanta and I had a show, and somebody scouted me out and put me on the radio down there. Like the first time I went down there to perform, and I'm like, that's crazy. It's so hard to get on the radio up here, and like I done got a whole quick little interview with the top radio bitch in Atlanta. Like that's crazy. Shout out to her. Yeah. So it's just like that's so crazy.
Well, it's a reason why they're ahead of music right now.
Right, and her name Breeze the name too. I do know what your name is too, so I ain't gonna just say that bitch. But she is that bitch though. She's sweet. But Bree's the name. Shout out to her.
Okay. So do you feel like here is just like different levels of like gatekeeping?
Explain gatekeeping to me.
People in certain positions that they know they're in positions to help others, but they really don't put forth the effort to help others.
Hell yeah, but I don't feel like it's their fault for feeling like that though. So I'm not gonna play victim or nothing like that, because I done seen artists play with me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of artists have come to me like, oh, I like how you rap. What inspires you to do this? Could you help me out? And you know what I'm saying? I help them out, and I ain't hear from the motherfuckers 2-3 weeks later. So it's just a lot of people got microwave careers out here, but they not keeping up on shit. Even though life hit us, you still gotta push shit out. Like regardless, even if it's just you hopping on live saying what's up to people, if it's you doing a little freestyle, that don't cost nothing. Use your phone and just do a little freestyle. Or iPhones are very conducive to this business. Like it's a lot of shit that you can do within your own phone that will help your craft out and will help your content out and help you get you out there like that. So, and there's so many different apps that you can use. It's just a matter of having the time to sit down and realize that it's out here to use.
Yeah, very impressed with what the iPhone can do now.
Yeah, very much so. Right? The iPhone has brought me a long way, and it got me booked a couple times. So. Yeah.
So as far as like you saying interacting with the fans, are fans like genuinely just accepting of you? Do you feel like you have to keep like a strong relationship with them?
Yeah, so it's to the point where I don't even like calling them fans. Like
right. Because that was gonna be the next part of the question. But
a fan is like a geeker to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm at that level to have people geeking for me like that. But it is people out here who genuinely listen to my music and share my music. And word of mouth is nothing like word of mouth. Because like before we had the phones, it was artists out there making it. They had to be out there on the streets. They had to hustle. They had to do their street promo. Mm-hmm. It had been times I done went and made signs on my album members going around, you know, passing them out and had them on the back stuck on my car. You know what I'm saying? And everybody know what my Instagram is. So it's a lot of shit that I've done or whatever to help me out as far as having my fan base. So yeah, that's my family.
That's dope.
They look out.
So do you got like a name for like the fan base? You know how Beyonce got the Beehive.
I don't know what I want to say yet, because I'm not at that level yet. I don't feel like
it's
so.
Something to think about though.
Yeah, my friends, y'all, my friends, my friends.
Yeah. So as far as like any new upcoming projects, what you working on?
I'm trying to put out another single. I've been being a little bit quieter with how I've been moving.
That's good.
But definitely dropping something on Wednesday with Kenilworth Katrina. Shout out to Kenilworth Katrina.
Shout out to Kenilworth.
She doing things out here. She put me a part of that, so I'm so happy with the project, and the video about to be crazy. So like,
shout out to her. She was here a few episodes ago. So.
Oh, for real? Okay, that's what's up. Shout out to Kenilworth Katrina. She a real one, definitely a real one.
She doesn't. I'm impressed because she doesn't. I didn't know her from a can of paint. You know what I'm saying? And she just, yo, do you mind if you do this? And she just like that, flocked and did it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, she about her shit.
Yeah, and it's very rare you could just meet somebody and then they already just, whatever you need, I got
she
you.
about her shit. Yeah. She not very professional, very clean cut, and I fuck
humble.
with her. Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Very much so. So like I said, shout out to Kenilworth.
Yeah, shout out to her. So as far as like the collaborations go, if somebody wants to collab with you, like is there a certain criteria that they have to follow? I'm gonna give you an example, right? Now I do a variety of different like lanes. One of my lanes is like I do comedy videos, so I try to collab with other comedians.
Okay,
but it's such a critique sometimes. Like some niggas only work on Fridays, some niggas only work Friday nights. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody wants to collab with you, do they just hit you up and you can work it out? Now obviously we just talked about it, and now and
that's exactly how I go.
Right,
yeah, that's exactly how I go with me.
Right.
Like I'm ready whenever somebody say let's go.
Right.
And a lot of times I be so ready that they don't even be ready when they come to me saying that they ready. So it's just like this is what the fuck I want to do. So if somebody else want to come, I gotta fill them out and see if this is what the fuck they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm charging, and I always say that. But I charge anyway if I don't really know somebody like that, because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to rap for free. But at the end of the day, all of us sticking together gonna get us somewhere.
Right.
So that's why I had Queens with Bars that came out around this time last year or whatever. And I'm thinking about doing that again, but I gotta drop my I'm talking. You got me talking. But I'm gonna drop my single or whatever. We're gonna talk about that later. But I like putting mixtapes together with all of us on there rapping. You know what I'm saying? And it just shows the connectivity, because that's what I'm all about. Because like I said, nobody getting nowhere by themselves. Like one wheel ain't moving no big ass bus.
Once people understand how business works, the whole area will be better off.
Yeah, and it was crazy because I was like, since I mixed and mastered and engineer, I mixed and mastered the whole project, so I ain't have to outsource to nobody. I ain't had the time for that. Only thing I had to do was get the vocals from the ladies, and I was like, okay, if I gotta drive to you with my shit, like that's fine, we can do that. But all of them was responsible enough to send me their verses. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like they took me serious and I took them serious, and that's who I like to work with. So, and that project was a banger. So like I said, I'm thinking about doing that again.
Okay,
for sure.
I definitely got wind of like the last one.
Okay,
so
thank you.
Yeah, it was like around this time last year.
Yeah,
so,
it was definitely.
So, it's definitely. One thing I noticed about you and a couple of other artists, everybody doesn't have it, is you got like a good work ethic.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. And I feel like, because I'm so big on, that's like my number one priority when it comes to like working. I like working with people with like a good work ethic.
Hell yeah.
So if we collab one time and I'd be like, you know, they kind of was cutting corn. Everybody, everybody finesse here and there, but I'm like, they kind of was cutting corners. It's the first time we link up, don't cut corners.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You can't do that. You can't. You
so
can't.
It's like, I like the work ethic.
Yeah, you can't. And I was almost about to cut a corner, being real with you today, because my nails wasn't done. Like I couldn't get a appointment or whatever. So, but I'm here.
I mean, well, that's not.
I was gonna say something. I was just like, we might have to reschedule, but I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. We can't do that. And especially how ready I appear to be all the time. I have to definitely be ready.
Yeah, well, that's not really cutting the corner. And also,
it is. That's an excuse.
I gave you such a big window anyway, because remember I said between now and Christmas.
But I'm ready to get it done.
You're right.
As soon as you talk to me, let's get it done.
But you know, like I said earlier, I deal with people where it's like, I bet I'm gonna come holler at you in 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
they didn't be forgot about that shit when it come up.
Exactly. I'm like, all right, I want to drop this one on New Year's Day. So the window is between Thanksgiving and Christmas,
right?
And because you know, truth is, this is gonna be put together by tomorrow,
right?
You know?
Right,
so
right. And that's how I love it. Like with videographers and shit like that. That's how I love it. Like the quality got to be there over the quantity. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And that's what I fuck with when it comes to working and collabing with other people. The quality.
Okay, so you're a rapper. Now you talked about the mixing and mastering part. Now I want to ask a question that I just started. I wish I would have asked every artist. I just started asking like the last couple of artists. As far as ghostwriting goes, have you ever ghostwritten? Now I'm not saying you have. Have you ever ghostwritten for other people? Because what I'm learning is that's a very popular thing in this area.
People have asked, but they thought the shit was gonna be sweet, and I wasn't gonna charge them. Like, so I mean, once I said my price, that conversation was dead. I've had a couple. People come at me and ask me some shit. I didn't even had a comedian ask me to write them a skit, and I was like, oh well, okay, well, could you post me on your page if I write you a skit? Oh, and he was like, oh, I don't think it's worth it to do that. I don't think it's worth it for you to write me something and then for me to post you on my page like for free. And I was like, are you serious? I'm writing a host.
Yeah, it's a favor for favor.
And he got a rack of followers too, but his ass blocked now. I ain't gonna say his name because I don't do that. But his ass blocked on my shit. But he really popping in the city with the comedian shit.
Okay.
But, I mean, fuck you. You know who you is, nigga. Yeah, that we gonna leave that at that.
That's cool. That's cool. So as far as like goals for 2022, what's goals that you have to accomplish this upcoming year?
To put more videos out and to be more trusting in my marketing. Like I took a lot of losses in this shit, and I'm really not at the point in my life where I could take too many. But at the end of the day, you gotta know that you're gonna take losses in this shit.
Yeah,
But you just gotta be more calculated in what you do. So putting more money into my marketing and my promo and stuff like that. That's where I really want to be, because that's really where that's gonna get you out there.
Yeah,
Is the marketing and the promotion, and you gotta spend that bag on that shit. If you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Also to get a publicist. I had somebody who I really want to rock with, but like I said, everything costs, so I'm saving up for that. That's something else that I want to do. And just move to the next level. Like I go up, and this year was kind of slow. I feel like last year was better for me.
Okay.
This year was kind of slow, so I'm gonna just go ahead and claim, 2022 is mine.
Okay.
And we're gonna do it like that.
So, is it difficult, like, because you work too, right?
This is what I do full time.
Okay. So I was gonna ask. So, this whole duration since 2017, you've been in this full time?
I did have a job, but like I say, I just can't.
Right.
I can't do it. It takes a lot from me. Like when I got a full-time job,
right,
and I got a show or something, or somebody hit me up and be like, okay, well, we need you to be here next week for this. I can't do that
and that's
with a regular
job.
job.
That's what I was going to ask. Like how draining was it? Or does it take away from the dream? Because that
it does.
That can force people out of their dreams too.
It does. It adds to, but it takes out. So it's just like an oil and vinegar type of thing. You can't.
Okay.
It really,
like
really don't mix.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the videos, are you going to look to conquer that as well one day? Because you seem to got everything else mastered as far as the mixing and mastering. I feel like the last thing you haven't said that you've done is shoot your own videos.
I had a camera. But I sold it. I sold it at a pawn shop.
Okay.
I just need somebody who's going to be able to do that for me 24/7. So I might talk to my significant other about that again.
Okay.
In the future, but like when it comes to having people do stuff that's like really, really close to you, it's kind of touchy-feely, because it's like one thing that they do when they fuck up, I would go off. So it's just like I don't want to put that on nobody, because like if you fuck up, I'm really gonna go off on you extra because I know you, and it's just like.
So what would a fuck up be?
A fuck up would be, it's taking you almost 3 months to try to edit the video because you don't know what you're doing, and
so
we just starting this together. You know what I'm saying? That's a fuck up for me. Like you not okay. You got a job, so you gotta be to work, so you don't really have the time to sit at home and look at YouTube, take the YouTube courses or whatever to learn how to do what you gotta do. That would be a fuck up for me, especially if somebody not as serious about getting it done as I am, which I can't depend on nobody else to be as serious about it as me, because it's my dream.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Right. So as far as like you do you model?
When I take pictures and do photo shoots for myself, yeah.
Okay.
If somebody called me to do a fashion show, I would do it. Like if somebody asked me to be a model, I would be, but I'm not gonna say that's on my resume.
Okay. I mean, I kind of feel like female artists, it kind of goes
hand in hand.
You automatically a model, you know.
Yeah, I can take a good picture.
Yeah, because I've seen like on your page you do have some like photo shoot-esque like shoot pictures.
Yeah, and I wasn't doing none of that before I started rapping. When I started rapping, I really researched what you needed to do, and that was one of the main things that you need to do. And I'm kind of lacking in that department too, like my visuals. But I do have quite a few visuals, and I do have quite a few photo shoots. So I'm not going, down myself on that, but it could be better.
Okay.
But I can't take a good picture though, like I said.
Okay. Just I do photography too, so
okay, that's what's up.
That's a collab. You can see the posters.
Oh yeah, I was looking at that too. Those are very stunning pictures. Yeah,
appreciate that. So that's
yes.
all, that's all
I need a photo shoot. I do.
Yeah. So as far as like, you said you got a new single. Are we looking at the top of the new year, spring?
I have a couple new singles, and I'm working with Five Red Rob. Shout out to Five Red Rob. He's a really good producer, but I'm working with him now because even though I can mix and master, I don't want to do that for myself all the time. I like to go with somebody else, but it took me years to find somebody who I could really trust in this shit. So I'm working with him now to really get my sound to the next level.
Okay.
So I'm tired of working at home. But I mean, if somebody want to come over and get this shit recorded, $35 an hour, and come with the mix and the master, that's what I'm doing. Because a lot of these studios, they're gonna get you in there and they're gonna be like, oh, okay, well, we charge you extra to mix it and we charge you extra to master it. Like, so that's the one thing that I do is I give you all of that when you leave out. You know what I'm saying? So, because it's not that hard. They make it hard because they want that money, and I feel like they don't really have a passion for it.
Yeah, that is the passion, the money.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is the passion, and I don't feel like that should be the drive behind everything.
Right.
But I mean, to each his own.
Right. All right. So let's go back to like the music. Well, not go back, but let's go into the future, right? What impact do you want to leave as far as like your music legacy goes? I mean, or your legacy in general, actually.
I mean, it's already done. If I die today or tomorrow, I still got music that's gonna be out there for people to hear. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you gotta pat yourself on the back for the little things too.
Right.
But definitely I want to be remembered for being a good person. You know what I'm saying? Having a good heart and helping out in this music shit, because that's what I do. Like, I'm not the type of person that's gonna have a connect and see somebody else trying hard to come up, you know what I'm saying, and they can't, you know what I'm saying, just because other people want to be stingy. I'm not like that. Like, I don't even understand how it's hard for certain artists to not get beats. Like, it's a lot of artists using YouTube beats and shit and not being original. I'm like, if I can't get a check for the shit, like, I don't want to really use it like that. I may use some shit for content on my page. I'll rap over a beat on my page. For that. But other than that, like, I don't understand how it's so hard to get beats from artists. I mean, you know, from producers from serious artists. Like, I don't understand that, and I guess they're not putting in the work that they need to put in to, you know what I'm saying, get them beats. But I wouldn't be like that. Like, if people want to know who my producer is, I want my producer to get bread too. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm gonna let you know who he is. Let's get it. Right. But don't let me give you the plug and then you go try to get the same beat. You going to ask him for the same beat that I just did. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, behind your back.
And people do shit like that too. It's been done. It's been done. So.
Real just.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do hear that we in a very toxic area.
Yeah, toxic. Toxic.
So is rapping like the end goal, or is that just going to be like a stepping stone? Like, all right, let me give you a scenario. Let's say you blow up, you sound like a huge deal, and now you're just a multi-platinum artist. Is that where it ends, or are you just going to make? Because, you know, in other cultures, the artist could be making music up. We got 70-year-olds, John Bon Jovi and all that.
Right.
You know, is that going to be you, or do you just want to get into acting? Like,
I mean, if I wanted to get into acting, I probably would have just went to acting school, or, you know, tried to get into acting, because that's not hard. I mean, I've been offered roles, like a movie called DC Traffic. I've been offered a role for that. Shout out to them. I've been offered little roles. I was in what's that? Dipper Heads. You remember that show? That little show that was on YouTube.
It sounds funny.
It was a show on YouTube called Dipper Heads, and I was on that. So shout out to all them people who were on the cast of that. But yeah, if that's what I wanted to do, I would have started doing that. Like, doing hair was a passion of mine. I went to hair school. I finished it, but I didn't even go through with having everything I needed. Like, I don't have a shop. I'm not working in a shop. I don't want to do that shit no more. Like, I'm very come and go with my ideas, but this is something that's stuck, and I've been doing it consistently, and I haven't fell off from wanting to do it. So making music to me is like special. I love making music because I can get a connection with people like that. So I feel like that's the longevity, that's the legacy for me.
Okay, that's excellent. That's excellent. So as far as, like, I know you said earlier that you change up your styles of music all the time, but what's your favorite?
My favorite what style of music?
Yeah,
trap.
That you make trap.
Trap, yeah. Okay. That's my hardcore. That's what I make. Trap music.
Okay.
So, but I do other shit too though. Like, I like techno. I like rock. Like, I got some song. I actually have a rock beat that I'm on or whatever that I'm thinking about putting out, but I don't know what I want to do right now. Like I said, but I got a lot of shit in the arsenal. So anything you could be like, let me hear some salsa music. I'll be like, okay, well let me find this track. Real quick, and I'm on it. So yeah, I'm very eclectic when it comes to that.
That's dope. Dope. So besides, like, what brings you the most attention? Is it the trap music, or do you do R&B too? Like,
it's the trap for me.
Okay.
For real, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been doing that since day one, or did you kind of?
I've been doing that since day one.
Okay. Okay. So if you don't mind me asking, and with the people, like, you want to tell people how old you are?
No.
Okay.
It's about to be my birthday, December 11th, but I mean, it's not y'all business how old I am. A lady never tells her age.
Okay, well, I've never heard that before, but
You never heard that? A woman never tells her age?
Nah.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Well, what's your age now?
Well, a man never tells his age.
I never heard that before.
Yeah. Oh, you never heard that?
No, I never heard that. But it's on my Facebook now, how old I am. So do your research.
Okay. Then if I don't got it on Facebook, then yeah, I'll definitely have the name up on the video so people can.
Okay.
Yeah. At least, well, I don't know about Facebook. I don't ever really put Instagram though.
That's my government on my Facebook though, but my Instagram is Ariella.Effortless.